Testing, 1 2 1 2. All right, so let's see where we are today. So this morning we got a couple of movers. Let's go ahead and look at them real quick on the scans. So today we have we have a couple of cheaper movers out here: APVO, SHFS, EVGN, ADD, and then Arab absolutely plummeted. And then we have something over $5, MLGO, which I know for a fact is one of those that is very volatile. We'll look into all of these and see why they're bouncing. And let's go ahead and get started kind of quickly to see what's going on. So we'll start with the cheaper ones, then we'll make our way up to MLGO. All right, so first one's up is APVO, leading in the volume. APVO, what you got going on over here? Why are you up? Why do you have so much volume? Last news was April 4th. Aptivo Therapeutics announces a closing of 2.1 million registered direct offering, and this was from April 4th. So no news on today as to why that is moving. Let's jump over to the next one, SHFS. SHF Holdings. Last news was 4 days ago. Safe Harbor Financial and Fund Canna announced strategic partnership to expand access to capital for cannabis operators. That was 4 days ago. So no recent news on that, or no day one news on that one. EVGN. Evogene. This one, ICL to acquire the activity of Evogene's subsidiary Lavi Bio. So somebody is buying one of their subsidiaries. That was 36 minutes ago, which, I mean, they're not purchasing the company itself, Evogene. They're purchasing something that's under it. So Evogene is losing ownership of something. But it says the activity of Evogene's subsidiary. So that's kind of vague. What do they mean? What activity of a business would you want to purchase? I don't know. ADD is up as well, and that was an even cheaper one. What was this Color Star? And last news on it was February 25th. So no recent news on those top 4 cheaper ones. And then Arab plummeted. Arab is one that we saw last week and maybe even the week before, but definitely took quite a bit of a plummet. American Rebel congratulates Tony Stewart on history-making victory. That was 4 days ago in NHRA Top Fuel event at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let me make this smaller now. MLGO is the last one, and then we'll look at the charts for them. No recent news that we've seen, or no eye-catching news on any of these. Let's look at MLGO. MLGO, Wimmy Hologram Cloud Inc. has increased its stake in Micro Algo to 67 something percent. This news was on March 27th, so almost a month ago. All right, so no recent news today on these. Let's jump over to the charts. Starting with APVO. This one, $1.25, popped up real quick. Had a little dip down, popped up, and it's just between $1.40 and $1 and this ATR high here of, what is this, $1.22 that is kind of trying to hold. SHFS popped up during the aftermarket. I guess this was Friday, or no, not Friday, Thursday. And hasn't really figured out what it wants to do. Doesn't have a really strong uptrend, but has 11 million shares traded and is up 90%. EVGN has pretty much given back all of its gains. Popped up here to 177 and now it's back down to 116. ADD has just been playing with this ATR high. Had a high up here of 111 and came all the way back down, chopped down here to 80 cents, and it's been playing right around that $1. AREB, it's one that we saw last week, moved from $4 all the way up here to $22, and now it's down here to $1. So 20 bucks up. And let me see, actually it started down here $1, 111, 110, up to $22, and now all the way back down to 171. So a full round trip on AREB. All right, MLGO. MLGO is the one that is a Chinese stock, pops up all the time. I'm surprised WIMI isn't up with it. WIMI. Okay, so WIMI, yeah, not up with it. So yeah, definitely. Let me just check BCTX. That was that breast cancer one that we saw from on the 16th. We haven't seen any more news for. It had got up here to $5 and now it's down there to $4. It does not have any kind of catalyst on today to kind of move it. All right, so let me clean up my. So basically, these are the notes from last week, the things that I didn't want to trade: SMX, CR, CHR, and all of these that were on a no trade, and they were good choices not to trade last week because they got killed. Now I'm cleaning it up. This one was the one that I thought we would see more of. It's a Canadian metastatic breast cancer, but we still haven't seen this one. We saw the news for it on the 16th and nothing else. As far as the market today, it is down, going back towards the 18,000s. And I'm seeing SOXL heading on down towards that $8, which, hey, I'm like, look, it's about to be in that range and I'm gonna be scooping it up. So I'm definitely watching that. Let's actually look at the NQ here. NQ. All right, so basically we had a couple of trends that I thought would end up holding. Had a trend here and ended up breaking through, consolidating and moving down. And I thought this would be a trend right here. So 1, 2, but we didn't get that 3 confirmation. It is now heading down towards the 18 flat again. And I don't know, it may break it down, but this Monday morning, things always go around on Monday morning. You may think something's going to happen in pre-market and then it just shifts. News comes out or something like that. So just watching, seeing if it'll come on down, and looking for my SOXL to come on down, man. Come on down. Let's go and check out the divvies, the dividends. And when it comes to mid to large caps, I didn't look at that. Let's look at this real quick. So mid to large caps, we got Nvidia leading in volume. It is down 3%. Tesla down 4%. PLTR behind that. Amazon, Apple, MSTR, SMCI, AMD, and IONQ and BABA. The only ones that are green are MSTR and BABA, and they're small green. They're struggling on a day, and they don't have much volume either. Okay, so now let's go over to these divvies. Okay. All right, so one that I did see last week, I had added here to the notes, was Manpower. I saw Manpower coming on down, dropped from 60 to 40. It's got a couple little touch points that it came down here to the 31 and then the 24, 23, and the 19. I just was looking at this and seeing it come down. I was like, interesting. We'll see how far it goes. It does pay a semi-annual dividend, so every 6 months it's going to pay out. The dividend has been $1.54 per share for 6 months. So I was like, that's not bad, especially if I can catch it off the bottom. But let's actually look into Manpower and see what is going on over here. Manpower, MAN. Manpower. So first, does it have dividend? It does not have dividends over here. Let's see where my dividends. Dividend. And Manpower Group. While that's pulling up, let me pull it up over here. So this company actually, I think is a hiring company. If I'm not mistaken. I just saw the chart and I was like, let me look into that. Let's see. So Manpower Group provides workforce solutions and services under the Talent Solutions, Manpower, and Experience brands worldwide. The company offers recruitment services, including permanent, temporary, and contract recruitment of professionals, as well as administrative, industrial, and information technology professionals positions, assessment, upskilling, reskilling, career management, workforce consulting, and training and development services, and outsourcing services related to human resources functions, primarily in the areas of large-scale recruiting and workforce intensive initiatives. It also offers contingent staffing and permanent recruitment services, information technology professional resourcing, and project services, and recruitment process outsourcing and management solutions, as well as TAPFIN, a managed service provider solution. The company was founded in 1948 and is headquartered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it's a lot of job hiring and all that stuff. So I was looking at it and I was like, why is this thing falling? Let me go to dividends. It has paid out a good bit of dividends. I'm wondering, are they going to end up cutting their dividend a little bit? You all payouts. Okay. So back here, it started paying dividends in 1994 at 5 cents. And since then, it has just been moving up. 1994, 5 to 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents, 10, 20, 27, 32, 37s, 43s, 49s, 80, 93, $1. And these are per share. So, you get you a couple of shares, and semi-annually, every 6 months, you get paid out this $1.54 per share. So if I'm looking at, say, taking 100 shares times that little 154, if they don't cut their dividend, we'll see though. I want to see how far it comes down. $1.54, so that'll be $154 per 6 months. So per month, you just divide that by 12. Or actually multiply that by 12, my bad. 154, not multiplied by 12. You're getting it two times in a year. Multiply by 2. So it'll be about 308 per year. So it'll be 154 divided by 6. It's about 25 per that 6 months. It's not, or actually, I'm doing this wrong. 154 is what you get at the end of it. And then I divided it by 6. And I'm seeing 2566. Am I just too sleepy to do math this morning? I probably am. I need to close this calculator before I hurt myself. Oh, let me start over. Let me start over. All right. So you got 154 per 6 months. Okay. What I'm trying to figure out is what is going to be the monthly payout here. All right. So 154. Okay, I was doing 154 divided by 6. That's why. Okay. All right, 25 cents. Okay. All right. I'm tripping. So 25.6 per month there. That's pretty good, but it is. I'm gonna wait for this one to fall a little bit more. I'm gonna see I'm gonna see if it can drown itself. I like to see plenty of blood in the water before I jump in. Now there is definitely blood in the water on this one for sure. But it's been up to 136. It's been up to, let's see, 48, 94, 136, 124. And my thing is, okay, can you repeat this? Can you get back up to $100? Right? So if I buy 100 shares of this, let's say if it drops to 35, 25, 20, what's the probability of it returning to $100? You know, but that can't be seen now because there's so much financial stuff I got to jump into to see why this thing is coming down like this, especially being a job hiring company that's supposed to be representing opportunity. And then Intel, I like what you're looking like. Just keep on doing that, consolidating and dropping. Just consolidate, drop, consolidate, drop. That's all I want to see. Really don't want to see any spicy upticks. The other thing that I was looking at was crypto, Bitcoin coming on back up. Okay. So this one, Bitcoin coming back up over 85 during the weekend, and now is at 86. I thought it was going to go ahead and get up above 87, but it's just taking its time, lifting out of the mire, and I'm trying to see it back over 90. That'll be nice. Back over 90 and start just holding up. But yeah, all my crypto's up right now. But you never know, it might switchblade or whatever. Either way it goes, if it does switchblade and come back down, I'm definitely going to be adding. And as it goes up, I just have to add even slower because I hate adding on the uptick and then, it switchblades and now I have a really bad position. I'd rather add as it's dropping like I already have. Okay. Don't see anything else popping up as of now. Maybe they'll pop up later or something on the scans. But let's jump back over to day trade. Okay, APVO getting back under the ATR high. SHFS. And we got MLGO. MLGO threw a high up here to 1008. Started at 6, went to 10. And this is one of those Chinese stocks that I don't touch. I just kind of leave those alone. Most of the Asian ones, if they don't have that day one news, now they could go crazy, but their drops and halts down is what always it's like, I don't know, leaves me on pins and needles, especially to hold it or to be buying on the downside. But yeah, as of now, no day one news, and I don't see anything new popping up. Let's look at oil. So oil had this temporary trend and it broke it down one time here and recovered, came up a little bit and broke it down again. So I don't know if this is a trend yet. It hasn't touched. It's only been 1, 2 times. I like to see 3, and then I'll kind of be like, okay, well, maybe that's a trend. And then if it continues to hold or consolidates around it or whatever, I'm like, okay, this is showing a little bit more pressure than if it wasn't a trend. But yeah, Monday morning, pre-market, no recent catalyst, just a bunch of cheap stuff popping around and Chinese stocks popping around. So we shall see. Hopefully you guys had a good Easter. If you celebrate Easter, nice little long weekend, giving us some break time from the screens. Unless you're trading like Mike D, he was trading the crypto over the weekend. So, you just go from one market that's moving to the next if one stops. It's crazy. We had all this gap filling, and now it's coming back towards this line here that we saw on the beginning of the month, 407, right here on this gap fill. I'm wondering, can it get down here to this this 17,500? That would be quite a bit of a drop though on a Monday morning. It would probably take catalyst to get it down there, but if it does return, we might see those prices come back on XOXL of the $6 because it was at 689 down here at 16. And I don't know if it's going to get back down there without any type of big catalyst. Nvidia, nice little downtrend coming into the morning. Let's go look and see if Nvidia or any of these mid-large caps have catalysts on today. Nvidia. Nvidia paying out that 1 cent dividend. Oh man. All right, press release. Let's see. 6 days ago, Nvidia Blackwell GeForce RTX arrives for every gamer starting at $299. Apparently that didn't change circumstances for it. Let's go to Tesla. Last news was on April 8th. Unlocking the future of hospitality with AI-powered robots. A little bit older news as well. Palantir, PLTR. 4 days ago, Anthropic joins Palantir's FedStart program to deploy Claude application. All right. No day one news there. What about Apple or no? PLTR, Amazon. AMZN. Amazon.com to webcast first quarter 2025 financial results conference call. And that's going to happen on May 1st. So that's already passed. May 1st coming up, my bad. Thursday, May 1st, 2 p.m. Thursday, May 1st. And that doesn't seem to be changing anything for them. Next one is Apple. Not seeing any day one drops. Day one news drops here. Last news was on April 2nd. FDA watch the quiet gold rush in AI powered medical devices. Okay, MSTR, MicroStrategy. 6 days ago, Strategy announces earnings release date and live video webinar for first quarter 2025 financial results. And that date is May 1st. Oh man, there's a lot going on May 1st, huh? Okay, SMCI. Supermicro. Steel Dome and Supermicro unite to power AI-driven hyper-converged infrastructure from the edge to the enterprise. Okay, so a little bit of combination between the two. AMD is the next one. Okay, 7 days ago, AMD achieves first TSMC into product silicon milestone. Fifth gen AMD EPYC processors deliver leadership performance for Google Cloud C4D and H4D virtual machines. April 9th. I guess today's gonna be a wait on news. See what the market wants to do. Is what it's looking like. You may see some pop-ups or something. All right, IONQ to report first quarter 2025 financial results on May 7th. So May 1st, May 7th, some things are definitely coming on. Let's see, IONQ, what else? TCOM, TCOM. That was a little bit lower volume. I don't know. Let's just look at it. Trip.com, nah. Filed a 2024 annual report on Form 20F. SMCI, we already looked at that one. BABA. Alibaba records double-digit order growth in the US during March Expo. And that news was on March 31st. So yeah, no recent news to be seen yet. Let's jump back over to the charts. Let's look at some of these daily charts. So APVO. We're seeing a lot of these dead charts on today that have been descending for a while with no catalyst. Is pretty much nothing to pick them up. SHFS, pretty much a nice little downtrend. It doesn't look like it has a whole bunch of pops. EVGN, again, same look, it's downward. ADD, AREB, this one's gonna be a gap down. 5 all the way down here to like 170s. Okay. And then MLGO, we know this one pops and drops a lot. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, like I said, I think today's gonna definitely be a observation day, looking like. Um, there's plenty of storms rolling through this week here in the SIP. So maybe a time to just listen to the rain, hit the rooftop, and chill out. Wait for SOXL to become viable. Buy me a nice little 100 to 250 shares and see if it'll turn around. And if it doesn't, add 250 at the next stop. But we shall see. Definitely just walking down at 1800 though, or 18,000. At this point, if anything does pop up that has range and volume, it's going to have to compete with these other ones. It's going to have to drag the viewership away from these other ones on this morning, especially APVO and SHFS. I didn't even look at where these companies were from because it's no real catalyst, and I'm like, I don't know how strong they're going to be. But let's actually do that real quick and see where these are located, where they're originating from. APOV, APBO, my bad. Are there any other red flags? So this is Seattle, Washington for APOV, APVO, SHFS. Looks like it is, company was founded in 2015 and is based in Golden, California, Golden, Colorado. EVGN. Well, there's the Israeli stock. Let me go and throw that on there. Do not touch EVGN. All right, ADD. New York, New York. Arab. That's the American Rebel. Of course, it's somewhere in America. Nashville, Kansas. Then MLGO. We already know. I think that's the People's Republic of China. If I'm not mistaken, maybe. Yeah, People's Republic of China. All right. Well, these are the notes that I have for today. As far as Israeli stocks and Chinese stocks, WEMI, MLGO, Israeli stocks, RDHL, EVGN. RDHL was from last week, but I just left it up there just as a reminder. Sometimes I don't look at the origins of these places and then I trade them. I'm like, man, what's going on? Oh no, it's this stock. Oh no, this variable is here. What is this popping up here? UPXI just got added to the list. Let's see what this is. UPXI. UPXI Inc., a brand owner, engages in the development, manufacturing, and distribution of consumer products in pets, surgery, recovery, skin, beauty, health, and wellness markets. It sells its products through direct-to-customer network, wholesale partnerships, and major third-party platform. The company was formerly known as Grove Inc. and changed its name to Upexi Inc. in August 2022. The company was incorporated in 2018 and is headquartered in Tampa, Florida. So it is coming on to the scene here. Upexi. Let's go look at its float and all that good stuff. Also, let's look at its news. Let's see. Upexi. UPXI. Last news was on March 3rd. It says Upexi signs a LOI to purchase operating Bitcoin mining facility. Okay, so it's purchasing a mining facility for Bitcoin. It is now up 80%. It's like some people are just jumping in on it. It's got 3 million shares traded on it. And let's go and look at these statistics. The float for this one is 1.03 million according to Yahoo. The insider holding is 22% and institutions are quite low. So this one can definitely get crazy if the institutions don't step in to do anything about it, or market makers. Let's see. So let's go over here to, oh, I didn't even look at the Fed news. What's today? 21st. What's it looking like this? Just me. Something kind of weird. Okay, whatever. Not seeing anything crazy coming out on Monday. Let's go over here and look at other places to see if this float aligns. EXI. But now up 90%. So public float 103. We got float shared. Where are the institutions? All that good stuff. Shares outstanding. We might need to find it somewhere else. Somewhere else that's easier to locate. UPXI now has 5 million. I mean, it's catching up with everything kind of quick. It's already passed almost past MLGO and catching up with ADD very quickly. 22% on the insider holdings, and institutions only have 1%. So yeah. But again, no day one catalyst yet. Maybe something will pop out on it, but I don't know. This one may be just a pre-market runner that is giving pre-market traders a little bit of opportunity. Okay, 4%. Who's actually holding this? Will be my next question. Who's holding? Bank of Montreal, Canada, UBS Group. Not a whole lot of shares in there either. Very little shares. Let me see. Was this? This wasn't a Canadian, was it? No, Tampa, Florida. Okay, just making sure. All right. Float 1.03. So pretty much a unanimous float of about a million shares. UPXI. Shelf registration from 2022. That's out. If it was automatic shelf, it would have lasted a little bit longer, but that's gone. Okay. All right. Well, it's up 131%, 7 million shares traded. So it did pass MLGO. I'm looking over here what is passing right now. So the next thing is going to pass is ADD and then EVGN, and then maybe it'll catch these two up here. But it's definitely getting some attention. The beta on it is 0.99, so it really doesn't care about the market. 0.99. And now it has come on to, yeah, it's coming on, it's came over $5, so it's setting off alarms there. So we got a hold dollar level here of 5. Let's see, 4 or 5. So it's definitely above the ATR high there. Hit a high up here of 619 with no catalyst. So quite a bit of a move from 250 up there to 621 in that 1 15-minute candle. Actually, 225 was the low of this candle. Point of control right now is at 559. A lot of people wanting to see this thing go higher, but we'll see. We'll see. 542. 144% up. It's got 2 million shares until it has 10 million in pocket, and then it's going to be in direct competition with SHFS and APVO. Is that a double top? Is it going to come back red? Looks like it wants to break that. Okay. Breaking out of there. 621 up here to 666. Up 179% now, 176% during pre-market with no catalyst. Almost a 10 million shares traded. All right, over 10 million now. So now it is in competition with SHFS and APVO. They can get over 15 million shares. It's going to be the lead ticker on the day when it comes to volume. Has an ATR closed yesterday with ATR of 32 cents. So how many times has it moved at 32 cents here? It started at 225. Let me see. And then it went all the way up to 668. So 668 minus 225. It's 443. So 443 divided by 0.32. It's about 13 times its 13 times its ATR from yesterday or from Thursday. So we want to know, is that going to start to close down? You know, is it going to start to revert to just that 32 cents? Because this candle right here was from 540 up here to 666. So I just took the whole thing at first, and now let me see just this candle from 540 to 666. I might just call it 670. All right, $1.30 on this candle. So we'll see how many times was 32 on that one. So from 13 to 4 times that ATR from last time. It's kind of a big drop, you know. But seeing these topping tails form on this 15-minute candle shows me where that pressure is up top, forcing it back down under the body of this candle right here, which is the 590s. $10 million shares traded. It's one thing I haven't been doing when I see these top and tails like this. The usual strategy that I'm using is to buy a dip, but after a top and tail like this, I don't usually buy anymore. It's kind of been saving me because sometimes this momentum is so much and I'm not ready for it to just sometimes it'll consolidate and then just dump. I'm like, oh my goodness, why didn't I pay attention to this top and tail? But when it's kind of more of a flat top or maybe a smaller wick up here, that's what I'm looking for a retest of those highs. But this right here, without a catalyst as well, nah. Good morning, Donnell. We're watching UPXI bump up through the ranks to 11 million shares. Has no catalyst out of Florida. You know, just out here exploding. Point control 525 on this one. The NQ doesn't look like it's gone down much. It's kind of just consolidating right above that 18,000. Okay. Yeah, done there a lame scan for Monday morning. They're trying to get us in there and mess up the week. Start off, they're like, oh, they had a long weekend. They're just coming in ready to press the buy button. Let's make them do it. Let's see if we can just make them tap it once. If we can get them in there, that's all we need. But I want these stocks to kind of sell themselves way better. Give me some catalysts. Give me a reason to buy. Give me a reasonable pattern. This is gonna be a busy Monday morning, man. UPXI entered into securities purchase agreements with certain investors for the purchase of and sale of 43 million 859,649 shares. Hmm. Purchase and sale. That's like that's like them saying, instead of saying like let's do a repurchase, that's like saying yeah we're gonna buy it but we're gonna dump it in the same period on y'all, just to let y'all know. Yeah, this is not just a repurchase. We're selling it back onto the market. We need y'all to join us, lift the price, and let us dump it on you. That's all. So it looks like that plan is working though. They got almost 12 million shares traded in here. Two million more shares. It's gonna be or 3 million. It'll be at the top of the list as far as leading in volume. I don't know if it's gonna get back over six. Mm, kind of glad I got plenty of work to do today. Just do that, come back and see how this thing kills everybody, and see where XOXL lands on the day. Hopefully it lands closer to $8. Or maybe it'll consolidate. I don't know. Go ahead and break down that 550. Go and get on down there. 3 minutes left on this one. The low of this was 540. And I'm just like, at this point, if you're a short, you're, you can get stopped out. Let's see, a 550, 589, you got all the way up here to 668, right? You're thinking, man, this thing's going down. Let me just short this thing. No big players are holding it up. So if I just short this thing, I can get a nice little move down as long as it doesn't break over 669. Or they could be waiting to see a lower high before they do it. So if something comes up here and it's lower than 669, they can get their little feels and then look for that move, that next move down. But yeah, as of now, I'm not seeing anything with catalyst like Donnell said, lame scan. So I'm going to be keeping my lame money out of this lame market, because lame versus lame plus lame does not equal cool, you know. I'm good. Let me jump over here and look at the NQ real quick. So it got down here to this low of almost 18,000. Has been in a definite downtrend, multiple day downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of just downtrending. Where will it end? All right, anyway, pretty much seen what I came to see. On my notes, this is pretty much what I got here. EV, the GN, I added that to the Israeli stocks. I got the Chinese stocks, MLGO and WIMI. And then as for everything else, this is where the scans are kind of leaving off, with UPXI leading the day with 152% up. About to take the lead position. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm about to go and make some money doing something else, because this is looking like a losing ocean. Maybe something new will. Yep, Danielle. Looks like looks like they out here baptizing people, but they are not leading people to Christ. They are baptizing them and taking them on down to Davy Jones' locker. Crazy. But yeah, this candle closed up here 570, and now it's looking like we said, nice little baptismal pool back here at the 550. Don't know if they're going to try to continue to collect here, but yeah, this is not what we want to see. This is not how we like the tops to look. We like those smaller wicks for, and then a continuation, and then a test back up to that small position for kind of like a flat top breakout. But this right here, nah. Anyway, I'm about to jump off and get to this other work, get to this money. By the time the market opens, I'll have made some. So we will see. I'll come back and check in after market open. Actually, I have a meeting. After that meeting, then I'll check. Actually, I have 2 meetings. So after those meetings, then I'll check back in. And the Discord is free if you want to join. And we always talk about current events and things like that in the Discord, seeing what new news is popping out, what is popping on the scans. And I have an alert system here, so as soon as I see it, I'll add it to the Discord and say, hey, you know, this thing's popping. I see this real quick. And sometimes, just to be forewarned, I see it on the alert and I haven't had time to actually research it. So I would say do your own due diligence. I just see it pop on my scans. I pop it in there and say, hey, this thing is popping. And then I'll go and look into it, see what's going on over there. But we will see. Anyway, I'm about to jump off of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me see, what do I want to do? And as always, another day, another dollar to save. Let's see. You're gonna are you gonna continue to trade? Definitely be mindful of the news, be mindful of the origins of the tickers, and you know, keep your head on a swivel. If you are going to trade this kind of stuff, it's one of those that you got to kind of be quick, and you're probably going to have to take bigger risk for a smaller reward to trade these types. You know, and that's one thing I don't like about these. Like, okay, well, let's say that I want to risk, you know, 50 bucks or something like that. A lot of these types, if I set a stop, it'll jump my stop. And I'm like, bro, why did you just jump my stop? Why did this just happen? And then it'll get me out like, you know, 20 cents under where my stop was. I'm like, yeah, 50 bucks just went to 75. Well, you're welcome. But I try to keep my losses under 100. If it's something good, I'm like, I can get a 3 to 1. Let's say if I'm risking 50, but I make 150, risking whatever. So I just keep my risk kind of small on those. I don't need a whole lot because like I said, it's still a work day, so I'm gonna make money either way it goes. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.